Alright, 8.3, we are starting to look at special right triangles. So our special right triangles are a 45, 45, 90 triangle and a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So in the 45, 45, 90 triangle, which looks like this, we have the two legs are congruent to each other, and the hypotenuse is equal to whatever the leg length is times the square root of 2. In the 30, 60, 90 triangle, we have the hypotenuse is double whatever the short leg is, and then the long leg is whatever the short leg is times the square root of 3. So these are the properties of these triangles, and we will go through step by step on each of these. So for each example, we're going to find the value of the variable or variables on here. So in this case, we have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So what I like to do, especially when you're first starting these, is draw a little sketch of the reference triangle next to it. So here would be my right angle. These are L's, and this is L root 2. This is what we're going to call our reference triangle here. So when I look at this, I can see those line up. So L is equal to 9. So on this case, this side is whatever L is times square root of 2. So if I take this 9 and substitute it in here, that's what this is going to be. So x is equal to L root 2, and we know that L is 9. So that means this side would be 9 root 2. Okay, that's a more basic one at the beginning, where you might look at this and go, this is silly to draw this out, but as they get more difficult, it is lots of times helpful. Okay, so over here, again, we have a 45, 45, 90, and I know that because these are set equal to each other. So I'm going to sketch that little triangle on here again. And notice I'm always sketching it in the same direction as the triangle that was given to me. So now I see that 6 root 2 is equal to L. Those line up with each other. Those are corresponding sides. Okay, so this x, which is what I'm trying to find, is equal to L times root 2, because that's what's on that side. That's what's on the hypotenuse side. So I'm going to take this and substitute it in right here for the L. So I took that and substituted in here. I get 6 root 2, and then I have this root 2 also. So our properties of square roots here, since those are both under square roots, I'm going to multiply them, and then I'm going to simplify that. Square root of 4 is 2. 6 times 2 is 12. So that gets us to our final answer there. Okay, on to example 3. So another 45, 45, 90. So on here, if I sketch this next to it, L root 2. What I have lined up is there and there. So I'm going to say L root 2 equals 8. So then let's figure out what L is equal to, because that's what we need for these sides. So if I divide both sides by the square root of 2 to get the L by itself, oops, 8 over square root of 2. Now we can't have a root in the bottom, so we're rationalizing. And then that can be simplified to 4 root 2. So this is what A is going to be equal to, because I'm finding that side length there. L is equal to A. This might seem tricky at first. This is one of the tougher lessons to kind of grasp, but like always, we will make sure we practice it a bunch in class together. Alright, example 4. So now we're looking at a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So if I sketch next to this a 30, 60, 90, I have the short side here. I have the hypotenuse is always double the short side. And the long leg is whatever the short side is times root 3. So my short side equals 21. So up here if I substitute this into this spot, because x is equal to 2 times the short side, so x equals 2 times 21, x is going to be equal to 42. And then y is equal to the short side times the square root of 3, so I would say 21 root 3 for y. Okay, one more that looks kind of ugly. So I'm going to sketch this out again, my little reference triangle. So I have short side, hypotenuse is 2 times the short side, long leg is short side times root 3. So what I have is, this is what my short side equals. So if I'm going to get the long side, I need to double that. So y is equal to 2 times 4 root 3 over 3, which that just becomes 8 root 3 over 3. So there's my y value. More of that. And then my z, sorry, not z, x here is whatever the short side is times the square root of 3. So short side is 4 root 3 over 3 times the square root of 3. So on the top here, I have 2 root 3's being multiplied. That's going to become a 3. And then look right there, those cancel. X equals 4. Okay, so you have this last one to try. Give you a clue here. If we draw this, I have short side. The hypotenuse is double the short side, so that should help you get the short side. And then the long leg is short side times square root of 3. And for your joke, what do you call a grandmother who tells jokes? She's a graham cracker. Okay, hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and make sure you're kind to someone today.